It's your boy Mo804, man. Just come from pumping some fuel inside, getting my fuel receipt. Now I'm just doing a quick one around on my truck, making sure everything is good to go. I just really got out of the sleeper, so I really don't even know where I am right now. I'm gonna say Kentucky, I guess, still. But I really don't know, but we heading down to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'll be down there by tonight. The reason why I slid on here real quick, I made this video is just to say my piece and to say my stance. And I'll step out on the limb and say the husband in a husband and wife trucking team is the hardest job in the most difficult position in the trucking industry. More so than even a flatbedder, I would say. Some may disagree, and that's cool too. I ain't tripping off that, and it ain't even about going back and forth with you.
It's a new life for me, yeah. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Woo, woo, woo.
I would flat out say that my job on a day-to-day basis is more difficult than any of y'all, unless you're in the same situation I'm in. The reason I say that, even down to like right now, getting fuel. My wife don't pump no fuel, bro. She may go inside the store, get the things she getting, she may get a fuel receipt. Now, has she ever pumped? Of course. She knows the job, I've taught her the job. But when you're talking about, my bad, I'm trying to do a lot of this stuff while I'm doing this too. But pumping fuel and things like that, she's not gonna do. Yeah. Because regardless of how people look at it or want to look at it, I'm a husband first. So with that being said, it's like, there's certain things, like I said, she's not gonna do. Even when, we in a personal car, my wife not pumping no fuel.
Yeah, all of them nice.
I even see young people, for your young boys in the car with his mom, 10 years old or older, I got an issue with him allowing his mom to pump fuel. He should know how to do it, and he should do it. I think that's just how I was raised, and I feel like any man should step up and make that happen. So, again, something as simple as, like I said, pumping fuel. My wife's not doing that, bro, and that's just how this gonna go. Dealing with shippers, receivers. My wife not going in there and dealing with none of that. Does she know how? Of course. I've taught her the job. I trained her. But she's not dealing with shippers and receivers and dealing with the little funky attitudes and the people who, sitting behind those little desks or stuck in some little small shed with an attitude, and you show up, to make a load, pick up a load, and somebody just, how they have a little funky attitude. My wife ain't dealing with none of that. Like, I ain't getting down with all that. Even to the point sometimes, for real, making pickups. And this is me on duty, off duty, it don't matter. Making pickups, my wife ain't backing in. Like, can she do it? Of course. But certain times, certain backing situations that I know can be hectic and build up and anxiety for her, she ain't doing none of that. I hop in the driver's seat, out of the bunk, wipe the coal out my eyes, throw my glasses on, and I'm gonna back that thing in the hole and get that done. Get that trailer dropped, get the other trailer picked up, and we go. I'm going inside, I'm doing the paperwork, I'm all that. She may send a load of calls and arrival calls and some of that information, but other than that, that's it. The bottom line is I'm a husband first. We run the truck as a team, but my objective for her, I need 500 miles a day. Other than that, that's all I need you to do. You know, my wife hasn't worked a job or worked for someone since she and I got married. I mean, that's just a fact. She ran her own hair salon for 6 years, and she and I have been trucking together since. So, you know, if she's gonna quote unquote work for someone or just put in real work for real, she's gonna be working for me. Now, I ain't saying that in no cocky way or none of that, but I know my wife. I know her tendencies. I know what she likes, what she don't like. You know, I can look at her and tell when she's at, you know, high levels of frustration, any of that kind of stuff. So for me, I ain't gonna have her doing that and quote unquote working nowhere. She got duties, but as far as going to work, nah, that ain't gonna go down like that. Like I said, dealing with shippers and any of that kind of stuff. You know, like, and you know, people can run their team truck the way they want to, but the way I'm gonna run my truck, like I said, I'm a husband first, so all that extra stuff, we ain't having it like that. You know, I don't care if it's you know, going to truck stops in the middle of the night or going to rest areas. You know, if I'm asleep and she has to stop the truck to go to the restroom, you gonna wake me up. And I'm gonna either sit in my drawers in the seat and watch you go to the bathroom, but for real, I'm throwing my gear on and I'm walking with you. I'm gonna know that ain't nobody, because it's 2018, ain't no knucklehead sitting up in the bathroom waiting for a woman to come in there by herself and do something. You know, the bottom line, like I said, I'm a husband first. I'm responsible for her. And I'm gonna take care of my responsibilities. I'm not going back to our kids, going back to her mother, her father, or any of our family members or friends, telling her that, or telling them that something don't happen to my wife out here on the road. I'm responsible for her out here on the road. You know what I mean? I'm the head of the household, I'm the head of the relationship, and I'm the head of this truck. I'm responsible for any and everything that happens out here on the road. That's just period. So that's what I mean when I say I got the most difficult job in trucking. Because the bottom line, my day don't stop. I can't just drive my 10-hour shift, close my curtain up, and I'll see you in 10 hours. You know, I mean, people who train and all that kind of stuff, you know, I know you have issues with trying to train a student and getting that student up to par so you can get, you know, proper sleep and all that, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? I go through some of that too. You know, I get a few hours here and there where I can really get some sleep, but other than that, I'm kind of up just because, like I said, I'm always on duty in my head. So I don't care if it's on duty or off duty. It don't matter to me. My objective is to do what's necessary to get these loads done on time. But on top of that, like I said, I'm a husband first. So my objective is to make sure my wife is happy out here on this road. A lot of y'all can't even get your woman to hop on a truck with you. Now, some of you might not want that. I mean, that's understood too. But if you know and understand what it is to deal with your woman on a day-to-day basis, all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, if you can't handle that, don't tell me you can do what I do. That just is what it is. I mean, it takes a special kind of woman to be out here. Granted that, all day, every day. I would never downplay that. For all the women that's out here driving the truck and handling their business on a day-to-day basis, I salute you every day. Just because I know what the difficulty is in the job as a man, period. So I know, you know, as a woman, part of the normal guy don't even understand what it is to be a woman trucker out here. But all I can say is being the husband and a husband and wife trucking team is the most difficult job in the industry, period. You know, my wife ain't gonna be out there fighting with landing gear, trying to get it up. We going south.
Right.
Case in point. But you know, she ain't gonna be out there dealing with landing gear and fighting with glad hands and all up on the trailers, pulling fifth wheels. And like I said, she knows how to do all this stuff. She had to. I had to train her. She knows how. But as far as what I require of her, ain't none of that. And I know some of y'all might say, well, if you backing up for her and you're doing this for her and you're doing that for her, you know, what happens if, you know, you're not there or something happens to you and she needs to do this? That's what y'all don't understand. If I ain't there to do it, it ain't gonna get done. Meaning, my wife ain't no trucker at heart. She ain't out here trying to be no trucker woman. She's out here supporting her husband and supporting what our goal and our ultimate dream and goals are. If I ain't out here, if I'm hurt, she ain't doing no backing. She ain't doing no trucking. That's what you don't understand. So don't come with all the, you know, I'm handicapping her or enabling her some kind of way to where, if, you know, like I said, what if you're not there and she needs the back and you're not there to do it for her? Because she won't be doing no backing, bro. She won't be doing no trucking, period. She's only here because she's out here supporting me and supporting the overall goal. So that portion of it is honestly is completely irrelevant because it ain't gonna happen. Like I said, my objective is to get out here and get this bread, chase this bag, and have my wife out here supporting me do it. Give me 500 or so miles a day in that seat down the road, and that's all I require of you. Now, I mean, there's certain things in the truck that can quote unquote be wifely duties and cleaning and you know, we do a lot of cooking in the truck, so she keeps me fed and, you know, that whole 9 yards. She likes doing it. But other than that, that's all I require. I'm gonna do everything else. So when y'all run y'all 10-hour shifts, like I said, I don't care if you, even if you are flatbed, you know, once you tarp and throw your straps and all that, you driving and you're gonna do your hours and you're gonna park, and 10 hours you shut down, you stop. You know, my day don't stop, bro. Now we may have a handful of hours to where the truck stops and we actually get, you know, some sleep together and things of that nature. But other than that, I stay in grind mode. And I ain't out here, you know, pumping my chest up and all that. But I do believe and I do strongly feel like a real man, a real husband, and the husband and wife trucking team is the hardest job in the industry. And that's just a fact to me. I mean, if you feel differently, I mean, I guess I'll read your comment and I'll reply to it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit here and ignore it if you wanna debate it in some form. But that's just how I see it. So I don't, you know, that just is what it is for me. Like I said, there's certain things my wife's just not gonna do, bro. Not cause she can't, not cause she just don't want to, cause she ain't gonna do it. Not on my watch. My wife ain't gonna come back to the truck talking about some shipper said something slick to her, or talk to her just some random old kind of way that got her pissed off. Like, that ain't gonna happen, because all that's gonna do is make me react in a foul way. So to keep from any of that happening, talk all that crazy stuff to me, because I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you right there on the spot, and it's gonna be over with. I ain't subjecting her to that type of foolishness, because we all know the type of foolishness that happens when it comes to different shippers and receivers and all of that. I ain't have no little, you know, some little flirty, slick out the tongue dude saying little wild stuff to my wife. Nah, we ain't dealing with all that. Like I said, this ain't no tough guy talk. I'm just saying, certain situations, we ain't gonna even allow opportunities that's gonna cause me to react in a certain way. That's just not gonna happen like that. Like I said, I'm out here with my wife. You know, I'm responsible for any and everything that happens out here on this road. Her mother and father left me responsible when they gave her away to me in marriage. So like I say, I'm not gonna be calling back home or showing back up back home and my wife ain't with me. And I'm still alive too. If we gonna go out, we going out. It ain't gonna be just her and I'm gonna come and tell you the story of what happened. Nah, bro. No, it don't happen like that. It ain't going down like that. And at the end of the whole day, not even trying to be funny, I still gotta please her. I mean, she still is a woman, and as a man, and as being her man, I still gotta please her. if you know and understand what I'm saying. So for all y'all that sit at home or sit in your truck and be away from home for weeks and months on end, you know, doing your thing to your little porn on your phone, and you go home and give your wife that little few minutes, cause you know, mess around on the porn sites, you ain't putting no work in, you ain't watching porn for 45 minutes unless you're a real weirdo. So you doing your little 2-3 minutes, you get your thing off and you go to sleep. And you know, that type of habit will have you go home and you gonna give your wife that same 2-3 minutes. But on this truck, like I said, regardless if I'm tired at the end of my drive shift, her drive shift, when it gotta go down, I gotta be able to perform. And that just is what it is. So that's just another way, in all reality, that, you know, this is one of the most difficult and demanding and trying jobs that there is in the trucking industry, if you're a real man in that sense. Now, if you're the type of dude that just gonna say, hey, baby, you up, and your wife just gonna deal with any and everything that come her way, doing her shift as if she's a dude, then to me, you kind of a sucker. And that's just, you know, like I said, I ain't trying to poke nothing to nobody. I ain't talking about nobody in particular, because I don't really know too many people that do what I do. Too many dudes that do what I do. But again, if you feel differently, you can make that comment. I ain't tripping off of it. I feel the way I feel, and that's that. Because I'm out here doing it on a day-to-day basis. My wife ain't throwing change, bro. When the wintertime come and get crazy, anything need to happen, I'm gonna be the one to do it. My wife gonna sit in the truck with the heat on. That's just how it's gonna go, you know? So I don't know what to tell you if you feel different. But, you know, again, a husband and a husband and wife trucking team is the most difficult job in the industry. I mean, unless you're running your own fleet and you got, you know, a bunch of trucks and a bunch of other people you're responsible for, things of that nature. But other than that, I don't care if you're flatbedding. I don't care about none of that. My day in its entirety has more frustration. I have to be more alert and more on top of things than anybody else. Because outside of even all the aspects of just trucking, I'm a husband first. So all the conversations when your wife back at home and you get to hang up the phone and not talk about, my wife in here with me. So all of that household issues, just the way she feel emotionally on a day-to-day. I mean, if you got a woman, you know what it is. I ain't got to tell you. I got to deal with all of that every day, all day. So you couple that with the normal issues of just driving the truck, doing your shift. And like I said, then I got to be responsible for her shift on top of that. And what trumps all of that is the fact that I got to be a husband. And if y'all understand and know what some of those responsibilities are, salute to you. If you don't, you ain't gonna understand what I'm saying. But, you know, I ain't trying to hold you too long. All I'm saying is, if you think your job is difficult, if you think you have frustrations with being a solo driver out here on the road, you have no idea of the demands and just overall responsibilities that's involved with being a husband of a husband and wife trucking team. What you do don't compare, because like I said, it all falls on my shoulders. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So think about that. This your boy Moedo 4. Married to the miles, we running. Holla at y'all.